that.
Okay.
This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, we are going to start now. Last class, what was the topic that we were discussing about? Clipboard. Okay. Last class, we were discussing about clipboard, page. These are the 2 points we are discussing about. Okay. So clipboard is an intermediate temporary storage place where the data will be available in the form of pages. Page contains properties. Page refers to a class and it holds the properties of its reference class. That is what a page. What is the purpose of a page? What is its advantage? Yesterday, I have shown you by a diagram. Okay, let me go to the diagram once again. Is this the same or different one? Something similar I should have shown you. See, if you are creating properties in the transaction classes or parent classes, we can access them to use only for one single purpose, one purpose. Okay. If you're using the same properties once again in the downstream of transaction, what will happen? Already previous values will be just shown up. And if you change the value, previous value will be lost. Latest value only will be there. So means a single property you are able to use only for one purpose, not for multi-purpose. To achieve this, the best practice is always, it's a thumb rule, okay? You should create the properties in the data classes where you create, this is non-inherited classes. What are these? There is no inheritance relation between the transaction class and this data classes. If you create properties in the data class, non-inherited class, and you can access them into transaction classes by using pages. By using what? Pages. Then you will access by page. The properties you'll be accessing by page. So for one single class, you can create n number of pages. Like a class person is there, you could access the properties of person non-inherited class into transaction class by using different pages like customer, analyst, director, rater, manager, like this. So one set of properties we should be able to reuse for multi-purpose. Okay, that is the advantage. Page is going to give us multi-purpose accessibility for any rule. But as of now, we were discussing only about properties. So we understand it like we could access properties for multi-purpose. Going forward, we will be coming across with other rules as well. So now we are going to look at, today we are going to look at understanding about data classes. This is data class. What is our application? Mercury. Okay. So let me log off here. And here you go now, devimpr@merc.com, password rules.
Harsha, I'm having a doubt.
What is it?
Like we are using that pages to inherit the same class, right? So why don't we use that pages to inherit the same Mercury class and create two pages?
Okay. See, if you are creating a page for the same class, okay, what does a page will show? Page will show properties, right? Actually, you are at to learn about page. Page is also one property. Page is also one property. It's a mode. I will be explaining soon. Okay, at the time of practical. If you create a page referring to the same class where you are creating the page. Okay, you have a class, work class, properties are there. In that class only you create page. And that page will refer to which class? Again, same class. What will happen now? Within the page, again, same page will be shown up. Yes or no? That is called recursion. Self-reference you are giving. Okay, it's like recursion. Okay, so either work class or parent classes. It's the same case. If you are creating properties and page in the same class and referring, what will happen? Recursion will happen. So that is not correct to create within the same class. Okay, now look at here. We will see how to create. See, we are going to discuss about data classes. We are going to discuss about data classes. These are non-inherited classes. These are what? Non-inherited classes. See, Pega provides different layers of classes, out of which the one layer which we have accessed is implementation work layer and equivalently framework work layer. Apart from this, parallel to this work, we also have data. If I right click on data and go to definition, you can see here, if I scroll down, you can see here, parent class is, what is the parent class? Data dash. Parent class is, for work class, what is the parent class? Work dash. For work classes, work dash. Data classes, data dash. Int classes, integration classes, int dash. Index classes, index dash. Like this, we have so many. Okay. So like this, data classes derives from OOTB class, data dash. And this data classes, we can make use of this data classes to create properties or any other rules which we can access into transaction classes by using pages, so that we can get multi-purpose reusability for properties or any other rules. So under this data layer directly we don't use. Under this data layer, we would be creating more properties. Under this data layer, we would be creating more classes. I'm sorry, more. Suppose you create a class by name person. Person class will have all the properties that we can use it for customer, manager, rater, service specialist, like this. And you can create another class under this data, which is going to be, let's say, for example, vehicle. Vehicle class will have all the properties related to vehicle. This can be accessed for personal vehicle, for a commercial vehicles, and for heavy trucks. Like this, different types of different vehicle related data can be placed in one data class. Vehicle can be used for different types of vehicles. Okay, and this is how we can create n number of different classes here. See, starting from Pega 8, Pega has introduced one class called UI pages. What is the class? UI pages. If I open this, just look at here. Just for your information, ultimately the parent class is what? What is the parent class? Same. Actually, this is a copy of data dash. See, Pega always suggests you to follow a proper structural design for the specific roles. Okay, transactions under work, properties under data. Okay, usually that is before, and data tables will be there, that will come under data. UI related under UI pages. That's what they have introduced this. 95% of the projects, they might not have started using this. The very latest projects only they will use it. All old projects, these classes were not there, so they might be using the same way what we are going to learn now. Okay, and here coming back to data classes. Okay, the best practice is, given a business requirement, if you have to create properties for that requirement, you always, as a thumb rule, create a data class, create properties in data class, access them into work class by using pages. Okay, you are going to do it. But this data class is also available at 3 different levels: organization, framework, integration. Implementation. This is called as implementation data class. So if I remove this and if I go here, this is organization data class. And if I remove this and FW, and here you go, this is framework data class. If you want to access anywhere throughout your application by using pages, you always go for organization data. If that is only related to one framework and below the framework, then you create it in framework data. If it is only accessible within the implementation by using pages, then you go for implementation data. The same way what we have discussed, organization, framework, implementation, same is applicable, but the layer is changing. So based on your requirement and the scope of accessibility of these properties, you need to create those in the appropriate place. Suppose if we have to create this customer related properties in a data class, we would have created it in organization data. Okay, under organization data, we would have created person class and accessing those into work class by using pages. As of now, we are done with customer details. Okay, because that customer details are very common across entire application, any customer of any business. Those are the basic. Okay, so this is what we are going to do today. Data class we are going to create, and in that while we are creating data class, you will be learning. We will be choosing the options like data class as a concrete class, and here we choose an option called does not belong to class group. See why it is concrete class. You will be learning in the future classes. As of now, you need to follow these two options, version and concrete. But this option you should know. See, data classes that we create, we use the option does not belong to class group. What are the options available? Is a class group, does not belong to a class group, belongs to a class group. Third option you'll be learning later. By this time, you know about is a class group. Our transaction class is a class group. Class group is the one where work objects gets created, transaction can be initiated. And does not belong to class group means the sentence itself you can easily understand. This class is non-inherited class. Non-inherited class means the data class we are going to create is not related to your transaction class. It is separate. In the inheritance, it won't come. That is the meaning of does not belong to your class group, transaction class. Meaning that it is non-inherited class. That is the meaning. Okay. This option also we are going to choose. Okay. Everyone clear? What is the doubt? What is your doubt? You need to write it. Okay. Anyhow, this is about data class. So today we are going to see how to create data class, how to create properties in the data class, how to access these properties into work class by creating a page. Okay. How to create a page. That is also you're going to learn. So let's go ahead and do work on the practical for the same. And here you go now. Everyone write down. Creating any class. For any class, we can create page. We are creating now for data classes. You can create pages for referring to any classes as per your requirement. As of now, we are going to create pages referring to which class? Data classes.
So it class.
It's not instance. It's a reference. Just a reference pointer. Working with data, comma, properties, comma, what else? Pages. This is what we are going to work with. $602 now. 602. Okay, write down. Create a data class vehicle. Create a data class vehicle by name. Vehicle. That is the data class. Create a data class vehicle. Properties also you write down. Vehicle identification number. In short, it is VIN. Vehicle identification number. Registration number. Identification number is different. Registration number is different. Vehicle registration number. In short, you can call it as VRN. Okay. Next, manufacturing company. Manufacturing company, comma, model manufacturing year, vehicle type. Vehicle type means it's like a two-wheeler or maybe lightweight, heavyweight, two-wheeler, four-wheeler also you can choose. Okay, these are the properties. Okay, actually this is vehicle class, right? So there are different types of vehicles. See, when the insurance is being provided to auto, the vehicle can be a personal vehicle. Personal vehicle means maybe the risk is very less, belongs to some personal use. And commercial vehicle means like the vehicles related to Domino's, KFC. These are commercial vehicles. Pizza Hut. Like this, there are some commercial business purpose. They are going to use the vehicle. So frequently they will be using. The risk may be more. Premium will change accordingly. So even if it is personal vehicle or commercial vehicle, these properties are common. And let's say it can be a heavy truck, okay, related to some other different purpose like procliners or maybe tractors for cultivation. Heavy trucks are different types of vehicles. Okay, like this, you can have different types of vehicles, but whatever the type of vehicle, definitely these are very basic properties that any type of vehicle is going to have. Okay, so we are going to now create data class and properties to be created in the data class. So, but where do you need to create this? In organization data or implementation data or framework data? So here you go now. So this is our implementation called Mercury Auto Insurance. This is only for auto purpose. I can have one more implementation for health. So there you will have health related information. If you place vehicle in organization, that will be accessible for health also, which is not correct. Okay. If you place in framework, insurance framework is normal core insurance. That will be accessible to health or any other thing. So the best appropriate place is only in the implementation data. So where do you need to create? As per the business. So let's create. That is done. You don't need to write let's create and all. Data class. Sorry, let's create this class under implementation data layer. So under implementation data layer, I'm going to create a class. See, a class can be created under sysadmin category. What is the category for class? Sysadmin. Properties under data model section under user interface flow action under process. Similarly, okay, I will just pin this implementation data here just for future purpose. Did I pin it or not? I would have. Okay. So right click on this, create category is sysadmin, and then do what? Class. Okay. Choose the class now. See, yesterday I made a video and I sent the video. I mean, like maybe you have received or not. It is uploaded into YouTube. The practice methodology that should be followed by the students. Did you go through it? Okay, we will share it. Okay, if you go to YouTube channel, maybe second or third video by date. So effectively. So the practice methodology that was being told in that video, everyone must go through that video. You follow that practice methodology, you don't need anyone else help. Okay. So here you go now. This is what by default I right clicked on it, you'll be getting. Now I want to create a class under this one. So I'll be giving hyphen. What is the class name? Vehicle. Copy this and paste it in the label. Label also I want to see the same. So now this is in the implementation context, right? So implementation application, okay. Implementation rule set is also okay. Rule sets you did not learn so far. but the default options that we have got here, pretty much fair enough. Okay, and here you go now. See, you do not know the reason why I am selecting this as a concrete class, but you will be learning later in future. But as of now, you should follow the document. You will be probably learning it in next few days, like maybe a week or before that. Okay, why it is a concrete class and all, you'll be learning soon. And this version also you don't know, right? So as of now, we did not discuss anything about rule sets and versions. So for now, you follow to choose it. The next option you know about it. See, this data class is a non-inherited class from transaction class. So this is not a transaction class, but it is non-inherited class from transaction class. So what should be the option? So what is does not belong to class group means it is non-inherited class. Understand? Now parent class is coming as the same class. This is anyhow inheriting from data dash. So no issues. One more point I have to tell you here. That is, see, whenever we are creating any rules, so far you have created properties, sections, flow actions and all, right? For every rule, commonly there will be one tab called history. What is the tab? History. I will tell you high level about this. See here, scroll down. Here you see history details. Who created this rule? Okay, who last modified this rule? Last added by. Last updated by means who created it and who last modified it. You wanted to know that? Any rule, go to history tab. And here you have full history, right? Click on this full history. You see, it is created on 1st 23 January. Initial creation by dev.mpl@merc. Updated on the same day. Last update also same day if you have not modified. For example, what is this rule? Analyst details, right? If I go now, today is 25th, right? I will change it. Okay, just to explain about this, no documentation needed for this. Okay, you should know about it. History tab. Now changed or not. Jan 24th it is giving because my PRB's environment has US time zone. Mine is Indian time zone in system, but environment has US time zone. See here, created here, saved this record. Who saved it? dev.mpl. So sorry, added something, dev.mpl, saved this record. Today's date 8:51 p.m. So like this, it is going to write the history information. You can open the past version. Before this, what was it, how it was looking and all. After we enable check-in, checkout, it will be more clear to know about previous changes to open and all. Okay. But as of now, any rule, if you go to history tab, you can find the information who created, when modified. 10 times modified, entire history will be available. Okay. Now you see here. Go here. In the history tab. Yes, please.
See this even in implementation we have organization, right? So what if you create under organization under implementation, then we can use this as well, right? Instead of creating in framework and organization.
One. Instead of creating in framework and organization, what do you create? I didn't get you.
This application, implementation application, it has an organization class, right? If we use that, we can only use within the implementation application, right? It will not be visible to everyone.
See, if you are creating the organization class in the context of implementation application, it will be accessible everywhere from one corner to another corner within implementation application. Okay.
Okay.
Now, see here in the history tab, you have description and usage, correct? See, actually, filling the information in description and usage of history tab is not mandatory for most of the rules, but it is mandatory for class rule. If you're creating class and save it, it will throw error message saying that description value cannot be blank, usage value cannot be blank. Go to history tab. This is where the issue. So where should I go now? History tab. I'll tell you what to write. So if you go to history tab, here description usage. Even though history tab is not mandatory for other roles, one must have to write the details in the history tab. So writing the information in history tab is not mandatory, but still you must be writing it. During the review by your tech leads or team leads, they are going to give it back to you, asking you to write the information in the history tab at description usage. So you have to write what is this rule all about and what is its purpose, how you are going to make use of this rule in the application. By writing this information, it will not have any impact in the processing, but what is the advantage? See, in future, let's say you created today, after 6 months, someone wants to modify this rule. How do they understand why you created and what is its purpose, where you are using in application and all? That will be a little difficult. So this information is going to help them. Okay, what is the reason it is created? How this particular rule is being used in the application? All that information to make a better idea and understanding, to give a better idea and understanding to future developers. It is always a best practice to write the details in the history tab for every rule, even if it is not mandatory. You must be doing it in the enterprise application development. So here for the class, it is mandatory. This is vehicle data class. Simply, what is this? Vehicle data class. And here, this data class is a common class for different types of vehicles. The properties of this class can be used using different pages into transaction for different types of vehicles like personal vehicle, commercial vehicle, what else? Heavy trucks, etc. So that means we are using for this purpose in our application mostly. So this type of information is going to make sense for the developers in future, and it is pretty much clear for them why we have created this, what is the reason the developer has created it, how this is being used in the application. So all that will be pretty much clear to the developers in future. Now you created a data class, right? Vehicle, you can choose it. History class and all is not required to discuss now. Leave it. Now here you go. This is vehicle data class, correct? Now here you go. I want to create properties in this particular class. How to create properties, you can tell me. What is the navigation to create properties? Right click on the class, create data model property. So that is one by one you are creating, right? Let's create all the properties at a time by using wizard. So you see now how we are going to create by using wizard. Right click on the class and then view in data designer. What is it? View in data designer. So it is going to open a wizard called data explorer. Sorry, not data explorer, I'm sorry. It is going to open a wizard called data type where you can add the fields, means properties. So click on add field. See now. So one by one properties we can add. This is another approach to create properties, other navigation. Field name, vehicle identification number. Vehicle identification number. Text. All are text properties which I have given except the last one is drop down. Okay. And now submit and add another. So one property is being created. Once you click on submit and add another, first one is done, second one. So vehicle registration number property. Okay. And again submit and add another. What is the next one? Manufacturing company.
Manufacturing number.
Yeah. Vehicle model. Manufacturing year. Okay. Manufacturing year number I am taking. What do we take? Here you can see integer. I'll take integer. Okay, submit and all another. What is the next one? Vehicle type. Vehicle type, we want it to be a drop down, let's say. See, drop down means here you are going to choose the option in this wizard. It will give you an option of pick list. What is the option? Pick list. Once you choose pick list here, you'll see here pick list local. By default, it is giving us drop down, right? If you want to choose it to be radio button, you can change it. But I am not changing because I want drop down. Add choice. Add choice. So here you go now. Personal vehicle. And again, one more choice you add. What is the next one? Commercial vehicle. Anything else? Let's say heavy vehicle. Heavy vehicle. Obviously, heavy vehicle is also one commercial vehicle, most of the times. But heavy vehicle is something a different category than a regular commercial vehicle. Okay. Submit. Now overall, you submit. How many properties we created? I think around six properties we have created. So this is a wizard to create properties. At a time, you can create multiple properties, okay, without going every time to the navigation. So here you go. If I refresh this, all these properties will be showing up here. Done. Completed. Save. Done. Next, we are going to work on a requirement to create a new screen, user interface screen, where we create the screen in the work class, but the properties are in data class. How do you access the data class properties into work class screen? By using page. So you need to create a page also. Okay, write down everyone. Working with UI, pages, UI using page properties. Using what? Page properties. Working with user interface, where we are going to use what? Page properties. Write down. Write down. Create the second screen of our insurance transaction model. Create the second screen of our insurance transaction process. Create the second screen of our insurance transaction process. As of now, this is second screen. In future, it will change. Okay. Okay. So write down. What did you write? Create a second screen of our transaction process, insurance process, correct? Right now. The screen is used to collect personal vehicle details. The screen is used to collect personal vehicle details. The screen is used to collect personal vehicle details. Okay. Okay. Next point. The properties are already available in a vehicle data class. The properties are already available in vehicle data class. So it is already available. Someone might have already created, and you got this requirement, properties requirement, another person has. Properties are already available in vehicle data class. Okay. So now, if the properties are already there in vehicle data class, and if you are creating screen in transaction class, how do you access the properties? So let's create a page in the work class. In the work class refers to vehicle data class. See, you know how to create a property, right? What is the navigation to create property? Right click, create data model property. Okay. See, page is also a property. Okay. Page is also one property which holds other properties. This is personal vehicle. What is the page name? Personal vehicle. Remaining all options are same, create and open. Now here you see property type. After this session, I will explain about these property types. And here you need to choose single page. What is it? Single page. So once you are creating this property as a page, it will ask you, what is the class for which this page should refer to? This page, I want it to be referring to MERC, Mercury. And here you go, vehicle class. So you need to select that option from the drop down. You don't need to type it manually. Never try to type it manually because it is already available in drop down. Save this, completed. So what did I do now? I created a page. Using this page, you can access properties. So page is also a property mode. Okay, I will explain you that in a few minutes. Refresh this. Data model, property. You see personal vehicle page. Expand this. You see all the properties here. Yes or no? So these properties are not from this class. These properties are from data class. Using this page, you are accessing. Now creating section. Creating section. Here I am creating. Okay. Create user interface section. And here you go now. Section name. Personal vehicle info section. Personal vehicle information related section. Create and open. Okay, now here you go. This view editor and all we can use it later, but as of now we will be converting into full section editor. You know this convert to full section editor and all. In the last class we have done it, like previous screen while we are creating customers. See, you can drag and drop the properties. That's what I told. See, section is in work class. You can drag and drop any properties of work class or parent classes. But data class properties, if you try to drag and drop, it won't accept because the property manufacturing company is not part of work class. It is from data class. You cannot drag and drop. This way is not going to work out. Suppose if you entirely drag and drop a page also, it doesn't work. Nothing will be shown up. So drag and drop properties will never work out in reality. It is always a best practice and easy to follow is get the controls added. So all are text input controls except one. What is that one? So text input control you add. Okay, that is last property. If I want more text inputs, right click on this, copy, and here paste. 5 times I'll do this. 5 text input properties. What about the remaining? Next one, picker and then drop down. Layout format. I'm going to choose other. Let's say stacked with labels left. Okay, and this header is like please enter personal vehicle details. Please enter personal vehicle details. Okay, and you can have container format also. I'm going to choose it to be, let's say, notification or information. It's up to you which one you want to choose. It's going to be a green color container for this. And now you need to map these properties. You know how to give edit text and all. No need to give the screenshots for that. Double click on each control. Then you will go to cell properties. There you map to the page properties. One by one you have to do for all. There's no other go other than this. Yeah, there's no other go. You must have to do one by one only. Double click on first one. So first one, I want to map it to personal vehicle. Choose personal vehicle. Automatically before this page a dot will come. Personal vehicle dot win. What is the property? Win. Submit this. Okay, next repeat this for all other property controls. All other controls. So on all other controls you will be mapping accordingly to the respective properties. This is personal vehicle dot registration number. Then personal vehicle dot manufacturing company. Give me 1 minute. Okay, manufacturing company. What else? Model, vehicle model. Vehicle.
Polam baby, polam. Polam, Pushpa, polam.
Last one is vehicle type.
Polam, நீ கூட்டிட்டு போறேன். நீங்க கூட்டிட்டு போறேன், நீங்க போலாம் நம்ம.
So Harsha, we are creating a properties in the data class, and then we are, attaching it to page, right? That's what you are creating.
We are creating section in the work class and accessing data class properties into work class by using pages. Now while you are mapping these controls, you need to use page dot. Before page also you'll get 1 dot. Okay, keep it as it is. Okay, we are accessing page properties. Section is done. Now create what? Flow action. That you know already. Flow action creation, all this. In the past you have done. Create, process, flow action. This is personal vehicle info FA. Personal vehicle info FA. And here you go now. Next, we are not going to create any new flow. Already flow is there. Open existing flow, comma, add a new assignment and call the flow action. See here, already we have a flow process. I think you must be having only one assignment. I have 2 assignments as an example. I have added. I am removing it just during the explanation. This is how a flow should be available with you, correct? Now, how do you add a new assignment? Right click here, add assignment. Okay, add it. So how do you connect it? See, you need to use the mouse here. Okay. So this is a connector, right? This should be removed from here and connected to this one. It is very simple. Just place the cursor here. This is the connector, correct? Using your mouse, pick this connector, just take out from there, and once it is highlighted, the below one is highlighted means it is connected. See, for better confirmation, pick this particular second flow shape with your mouse and move it. Connector is also moving means it is connected. Some people, they do like this. They feel like it is connected. Okay, now you move it. It is not connected. Okay, you will be seeing an error message. This does not have any views defined, something like that at runtime. And here you go. This is connected, right? Now from here, I'm going to this arrow mark. Just pick with your mouse and then release it to connect. Okay. So do what now? This is collect personal vehicle details. So we are collecting personal vehicle details. How to call the flow action? Assignment shapes outward connector. You need to double click that. You must know about by this time. So personal vehicle info, flow action, copy paste it here. And here you go now, submit. Save. That's it. Already existing flow. It was already available. We did all the options we selected in the last class itself. Now create a case and test it. Actions and then run. So here, this is customer data, right? Let's say submit. So here I'm entering vehicle identification number, some number, registration number. Okay, and manufacturing company, let's say Tata, manufacturing year 2021, vehicle model V11 something, T11, let's say any model, and vehicle type commercial vehicle. Okay, I'm sorry, this is wrong actually. This option values we need to change. Okay, for now leave it. I thought of using two-wheeler, four-wheeler, right? Correct?
Personal vehicle.
This is wrong actually. Two-wheeler, four-wheeler, heavy trucks, not personal and commercial. Okay, we will change that values. It's not a big deal. Submit this. At the time while you are practicing, you go by the values. Two-wheeler, four-wheeler, or lightweight motor vehicle, heavyweight, like that you use. These values of personal, commercial will be using in future. Okay. Now submitted, right? So the most important part, go to clipboard. Go to clipboard. Now we need to understand the clipboard structure. By today you will be learning about clipboard structure, how to know about it. Without going to clipboard, you will be knowing. See, on PY work page, you see the properties, first name, last name, gender, age, all this. Where these properties are available? These properties are available in the organization class. Your transaction is happening at implementation work class. Organization class properties means you are directly accessing the properties into work class, yes or no. Any properties which are there inside work class or parent class, direct properties will be on PY work page. Will be on what? PY work page. Now I wanted to see that personal vehicle page. Expand this. Here you go, personal vehicle page. Where do you see that? I will tell you how do you know about clipboard structure. Without going to clipboard structure, you should be able to see that. See, it is very easy. Remember one thing, this work class is there, right? Always work class is equal to PY work page. Work class is equal to PY work page. Means any property, direct properties, which are there inside work class or parent classes will come on top of PY work page. Means if you go to PY work page, you will see properties, right? These are same work class properties or parent class properties, direct properties. Inside work class, you have a page, right? Inside work class, we have a page, correct? Exactly the same way, how the structure is available here, the same way clipboard also will be available. Inside work page, there is another page. Work page is equal to work class, correct? Inside work class, you have page 1, page 2, page 3. Then inside PY work page, you'll see page 1, page 2, page 3, page 4, like that. Clear, everyone? So, the most important part of today's learning is clipboard structure, not that UI design and all. Anyone can do it. That's not a big
question. There was a
Just hold
case
on.
number
Just hold
different for this particular one. Where do you see the case number for this?
I'll tell you. See, what I am trying to say is a developer should be able to understand the clipboard structure without going to clipboard when they look at the classes. Because at the time of creating something, this clipboard structure is must needed. Means you should be able to guess the clipboard structure and accordingly create the rules. Every time you cannot run a test case, half of the development test case, and come back and do the rest half. That is not possible. So if you look at the classes and properties all this here, you should be able to understand the clipboard structure. Any property which is in work class or parent classes, direct properties you're accessing will come on which page? Directly work page. Inside work class, you have page 1. Then what is the clipboard structure for it? Inside work page, you have page 1. Go to page 1, you will have properties and values. Inside work page, you have page 2. What is the clipboard structure? Inside PY work page, you'll have page 2 also. Parallel to page 1, you'll see page 2. For example, inside page 2, I have page 3. For example, then what is the clipboard structure? PY work page, inside that you will have page 2. Then again expand page 2, you will see page 3. Inside that page 2, you will see page 3. If you know this class structure for properties, data model, then there is no need to go to clipboard and see. You can easily understand and guess the clipboard. Okay. Before I come to your question, what was the question that you were asking? Someone.
Yeah.
Where do you see the case ID? On clipboard,
Yes.
correct?
Yes.
PY work page, PY ID. On PY work page, you will see so go to PY work page. Where is it? PY work page. Here, Control F, PY ID. So this is where you will see the work object ID on PY work page. Because this PY ID property is direct property. Not in the work class, but from parent class work dash. Okay. What is your question?
The question is, like you said, if there is a page inside a page, would it not become recursive?
Page inside page, how it will be recursive? What is the meaning of recursion? Is same class. Recursion means circle. Okay, same thing will refer to same thing once again. That is what recursion. Page 1 having page 1 inside is recursion. Page 1 having page 2 inside is not recursion. Okay. Okay. Look at here. We have 8 more minutes. We will discuss about property modes. It is very easy to understand. See here. You know about property, right? So far, first name, last name. Okay, I'll write this. Door number. Okay. And then street name. And then pin code, city pin code, all that. These properties are going to hold the values. These are called as single value properties. What are these called as? Single value properties. These properties coming under another property called address. Address property is holding all other properties. That means address must be a page. Okay, this is referring to data address class. Now address is a page property which holds other properties onto it. Address is a page property which is holding other properties onto it. Give me 1 minute. Okay, address property is a page property. So page is also one property. It's called property mode. Okay, we have different modes of properties: single value, page, page list, page group, value list, value group. But we are not going to discuss all. We're going to discuss only 3 now. Single value property. How do you know whether it is single value or not? It holds a value. First name, last name, door number, street name, pin code, city, country. All these are single value. And door number, street name, pin code are coming under another property by mode. Sorry, by name, address. Address is a page property. Now I will show you another one. Addresses. Okay, otherwise address only. Inside that, address of 1. Okay. Address of 2. address of 3, address of n. And inside this, okay, see here. Copy this. Address of 2, address of 3, address of n. Now, what is the address property here? This is called as list property, called page list. See, this address contains address of 1, this is the page. Address of 2, address of 3, address of n number. So single value property, page property, single value property, after that page property, and after that page list is ordered collection of pages. What is page list? This is the ordered collection of pages where each page is going to have a numeric index value. Each page is going to have a numeric index value. Okay. As of now, you are learning about 3 modes of properties. One is single value property, page property, page list property. Single value property holds a value. Page property holds properties. Page list property holds pages where each page is having one index value. This is ordered collection of pages. There is another mode also, just for your information, page group. What is another mode? Page group. I will tell you what is the page group. The same, if I want to, page group is also collection of pages only. Okay. Permanent address, and this may be other address. Here, unordered collection of pages. What is it? Unordered collection of pages, where each page will have a name instead of index. 99% we will be dealing all the time with page list. Very few times we may be coming across with page groups. Page list is ordered collection of pages where each page is going to have a numeric index value, whereas page group is unordered collection of pages where each page is going to have a specific name in place of index. Okay, this is just for your information, and here you go. Now
This conference is no longer being recorded.
I'll be sharing today's documents. What is your batch number? 602.
Harsha, one question.
Yes, please go ahead.
సార్ యాక్చువల్గా నిన్న క్లాస్లో ఇప్పుడు మనము ఒకటే ఫ్లోలో కస్టమర్ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్, అనలిస్ట్ నేమ్ ఇవన్నీ ఎంటర్ చేయాలని చూసాము, బట్ అవ్వలేదు. ఎందుకంటే బికాస్ వీ కెనాట్ యూజ్ మల్టిపుల్ టైమ్స్, రైట్? ఇప్పుడు అలాంటి సిచ్యువేషన్ ఇప్పుడు చేయాలనుకుంటే ఈ రెండు, బికాస్ ఆ కస్టమర్ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ కెన్ బి యూజ్ త్రూ అవుట్ application, so we will create.
Yesterday we discussed. Correct. Got it. Like you're asking about the customer details, how do you access it for multi-purpose, correct? And vehicle information also.
And basically where we create in framework under organization data class create.
Yesterday what we have done is not a best practice. I mean, like customer properties is not a best practice. We are basically learning Pega. At time we created it. If you want to redesign it now, you can delete all those section, flow action, properties, everything you delete. Create one data class, organization data class called person. There you create all the properties again. Okay, and create a page here, section here, and then use it. Tomorrow you create analyst. Day after tomorrow you create manager, and then you can start using it. Similarly, personal vehicle, commercial vehicle, like that I can come across.
Under organization under framework only, right? Because we can use those details throughout.
Correct. See, for customer, if you are dealing with organization, that will be framework, because customer is a customer wherever you go. Framework 1, implementation 1, implementation 2, implementation 3. I want to use everywhere. Organization is common for implementation also, right? Using an implementation organization is pretty rare situation. Okay, but you want only within implementation from one corner to another corner everywhere, then what is the possible solution? Implementation application, organization class. Okay, but using this combination is pretty less, you will find. Mostly if you are going for organization, 99% you will be dealing with framework context only. Okay,
How do you separate the customer database from?
it is not been separated. The data is not been separated. Entire data, whatever that we created now, is going to get stored into work table. What is the column name? PZ PV stream. Yes, what is that you're trying to ask someone?
Harsha, just a small request that, for you to go a little slow in the, while going in the live session, Harsha.
We are going slow, very slow. Am I going faster? Where do you find it?
In some things, I was trying to follow, but you're going to the next step. So I just felt like that.
Okay, we'll try to go slow, no problem. Okay, and one request for everyone is you must go by revision of the classes all the time. Okay, yesterday you did not practice, obviously you'll find it faster today, but I'm not saying for this person. Generally, I'm saying if we are done this particular navigation once, next time I'll do it quickly. Okay, and considering that you already know it, you must be knowing it. That's why we need regular practice. Make sure you're regularly practicing. Okay, watch that video today. You'll understand how to proceed with practice and all. We'll try to go slower than this pace. Okay, but going at this pace is not possible in future. If I am trying to create properties using wizard again, I'll not show you right click view in data design. I'll do it in a minute because you already know it. Okay.
Sure. So today you created for personal vehicle a page, right? So it is like the same thing we will create for commercial vehicle and also
Commercial vehicle, while we are going to create, we will be using the same class properties. We'll not be creating one single.
We just have to create the flow action and then embed it into the section. We have to embed it into section and then run the flow again. That's all right.
Yes, correct.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Anyhow, we are not going to use this flow
class?
in future, but as of now, just as a learner, we are using this. Yes, please.
Tomorrow class, is there a class?
Tomorrow class is there. We already have 5 days holidays some time back, right? Tomorrow class is there. We'll continue tomorrow. Thank you for joining.
Sir, just one question. So that personal vehicle we have created, right? And we have created that in data class, right? But the page itself we created in work class. So like I got confused. Like since a page itself is a property, hence we are creating that in a work class and we are donating that page in data class just to extract the properties from work class. Is that the reason?
See, all the time you create pages to access data class properties into transaction classes generally. Okay, so page we create to get multi-purpose usability of non-inherited class properties. Today I created personal vehicle page, right? Tomorrow I'll create commercial vehicle page. Okay, that is in the transaction class only because everything should run at transaction class, right? So I'll be creating a transaction class. For multi-purpose, I am creating the source properties at a different place called data class.
Okay.
Okay, we'll continue tomorrow. Thank you.